All right, we got the Make It Big app going. Wake up today. I'm flying solo again. Josh is down there at the baseball tournament still. I think he'll be back on Monday. You probably saw the title of the video. I kind of woke up. The last few days, I've been thinking a bit about AI. Have gone down the AI rabbit hole. I'll start out by saying up front, I don't think it's as far as long as people think or as much to worry about, but I thought it might be fun to talk about this a little bit today. If you want to start out, go ahead and text real estate AI demo to 717-571-0456. It's a little thing that I've been working on if you want to check that out. Let's hop into the regular content. This won't be a very long episode. It'll be me talking real fast as usual. But let's start with our social post of the day. We'll do a really quick look at mortgage interest rates, and then we'll talk about a little bit about this AI stuff and why I'm going here today. One of the reasons I'm going here is I'm in my new office. Let me know what you think. This used to be really ugly wallpaper a couple of days ago, but it's looking clean. I was telling my wife yesterday that I'm going to go and make like an AI generated piece of art for the background, something real estate related. I did like real estate agent doing coke on the beach and stuff like that last night into some of these generative AIs and came up with some cool stuff. So if you have any thoughts about what should go on the wall behind me in a new office, let me know. Anyway, let's get into the social post of the day. Oh, so when I was telling my wife that, she was like, no, I object. You know, she's got to pick everything in the house, of course. You cannot do that. Humans should be making art. So it's sacrilege. So, of course, now I really need to do it. I need to come up with something cool. So help me do that. Let's go ahead here and bring up our social post of the day. I took it easy on this one. Glenn Kelman of Redfin was on CNBC yesterday. Inman was talking about it in the headlines in my email this morning. And this is something you can do from day to day. Just grab a news headline, mix it in with your social, your property list and the other things we do here. And it's just Glenn talking a bit about what's going on out there. He says something real quick and interesting about ARMs. I don't know if it's that interesting, but Inman picked up on it. He does talk a little bit about why people are flooding to Florida and Texas, which was relevant for my market. But the basic thing here, you can grab this specific thing, just go look for housing demand remains low, but inventory is even lower, and share that and then kind of spin it in your direction. I just said in a bit about why buying in Florida might make sense even with high rates and low inventory, but try to spin it to where you're at. I do think it's interesting, as Glenn says, that activity goes up when mortgage rates come down just a little bit. It does. I don't know why, but working on the mortgage side here with the Virtual Mortgage Partners team, for whatever reason, even if rates go down just a tiny bit, it's weird to me that buyers out there, especially first-time buyers, would be sitting there watching the interest rates and be like, all right, well, now I'm going to shop for homes because CNBC is flashing a headline that rates went down like 10 basis points. But anyway, it's a little bit about what Glenn talks about. You can share this article as your social post of the day, or in general, just go find a cool article about real estate and share it just to stay top of mind with your sphere. Rates did come up a little bit more yesterday. I still think they're gonna come back down, regardless of what the Fed says. But here you go. Here's the chart. We're right around 7 on the 30-year fixed. And then the FHA is around 6.6. If you did miss the session this week on the Wake Up Real Estate channel with Jordan and Josh about renovation loans, do check that out. There's some really useful stuff in there. And I really do think you could build a whole business around serving people who want to do fixer-uppers, whether they're just owner-occupants who want to use the 203K or investors who want to do hard money and other creative stuff out there. So definitely brush up on that. If you missed that, the 10-year yield's coming up, it looks like, just more on this mortgage rate stuff. It came up big yesterday and is kind of retracing back today. Looks like that's, of course, the reason I look at that is because that kind of shows you where mortgage rates might be going. And I like looking at these charts here. Anyway, let's get into the AI stuff. Comment below if what you think of AI. Is it a risk to your real estate business or not a risk to your real estate business, and how soon? I still think it's a little bit far out. I have a little bit of knowledge of how some of these real estate tech companies in particular operate, and they're not very fast. They're not fast at all. So I don't think it's a lot to really sweat about. Maybe I'd worry about Zillow, maybe Redfin. They can do stuff a bit faster than some of the other tools you might be using, but I still don't think it's that big a deal. And the reason this is all coming together for me today, I was watching this video with Imad Mostak. He's the founder of Stable Diffusion, and Pierre Diamandis. I mean, his YouTube channel and his podcast is just a ton of fun, guys. Go and subscribe to that. He just talks about like longevity and all advancements in science. So of course he's been talking a lot about AI lately, but this is a really fascinating interview. Hour and 45 minutes. It's worth watching the whole thing. I watched almost all the way through. Some interesting points about where education is going. And Imad here tends to be really optimistic about how fast everything is going to happen. And I feel from him like it's a little bit of hype. I don't know. I don't believe it. Like some of the things he's saying that are going to happen in the next 2 to 5 years are just hard to wrap our heads around. But maybe I'm just being a boomer or something, as my kids would say. So definitely, be aware, guys. Check this out if you want to check out the Amanda's channel and this particular video. It's just called The Most Likely Outcomes of an AI Future right here. So I was watching this yesterday. I come in this morning and Google is like, yo, we're letting you into our beta. So I don't know if you guys have seen, there's a beta for AI generative search inside of Google. And I think it was only like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I said, yeah, let me into the beta. And then this morning they were like, hey, the beta's unlocked, give it a shot. So for me, this feels a little bit like them scrambling to do what Bing already did, right? So there's a weird case where Microsoft's kicking their butt here a little bit. So they scrambled to get this AI integrated stuff in their search. And I started playing around, and I did the search you see on the screen here. 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in York Suburban School District, priced under $300K. Because I was just curious, what's it going to give me? And I wasn't super impressed, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, this is something somebody's going to pop into Google. It's something somebody's popping into Google now. And it did give me a list of properties. You'll notice here, one of the properties is $369,000, so it failed, right? It failed today, right? This is very beta, so it wasn't very accurate. But what I thought was interesting was it gave other suggested questions that people might click, which is kind of cool. I could have seen clicking on these and going a little further, and I could see starting to make content around some of these things, right? Knowing that if this is what somebody's searching and this is what Google's suggesting, maybe I do more content about the York Suburban School District, or a page on my site with all the homes for rent, stuff like that. So the suggested queries, nothing new here. If you studied SEO, you could always do this kind of stuff. I just think it's interesting the way that Google is proposing to share this above the other search results, even above the other ads that they show. So if you look at the results on the right side, the ones that they gave me, there's Coldwell Banker, Redfin, and Remax. And I think the big thing right now is that all they're doing is showing me people who have pages on their website with the title tag echoing back what I searched for, right? It's almost like an opportunity in my mind. So I'm seeing this Remax link because there's just an SEO friendly page with all the homes in the York Suburban School District. Now it's not showing me only properties under 300K again, so it's a little bit off there, but it's at least giving me the list and the suggestion. So I think a short-term takeaway would be, as people start to use the AI, it might be easy to game it in the short term. I could be wrong. By just having this stuff available, you might get shown next to a bigger site like Zillow or Redfin if your site has these pages. So anyway, not a lot of takeaway there. Just check it out. Eventually, I think what'll happen is that you'll run that search, and then there'll be a video. If somebody had made a video of York, PA properties under 300K on YouTube, it probably would have showed up because Google owns YouTube. So start thinking about making richer content like that as well. So I made this quick doc with some rambling thoughts. I don't want this to be one way. I don't have Josh here to kind of rein me in, right? And tell me and go back and forth. But guys, let me know in the comments what you think about some of these thoughts. So what's AI going to do to real estate search in particular? And will people still need you? Just taking it to the next step. So just some thoughts. Right now, everybody's using AI and stocks and stuff to pump their valuations, and it's all over the news. But right now, it just feels like evolved Google search. But I have here, it says SEO is kind of out the window. And it kind of has been, right? A lot of people ask, what should I do for SEO on my real estate website? Well, unless you're going to go really long tail, you're not going to get very far because the Redfins, the Zillows, the Realtor.coms have won that race. I think more and more as the AI evolves, and I can just go to Google and say, I want a house like this. And what Google shows me does evolve, and it's better, and the AI is trained and it gives you better results. I don't think your website's going to matter at all. And it probably doesn't matter much now, your actual website. People are mostly searching on, I'm sorry to say this, you might get mad, but people are mostly searching on Zillow and Realtor.com. Your website's just kind of there to prove that you exist, and they might get automated property alerts from you and land there to look at specific properties if you're doing a good job. But it's going to answer the question, what's AI going to do to real estate search? it's just going to accelerate what's already been happening, and it's making it so that you aren't that relevant in the actual SERPs, unless you start doing the things Josh and I are always talking about, and that's creating content around things people are searching for. So how do you AI proof your real estate biz? The answer is going to be the same as it is now. Just do the things that the AI can't. And I think there's actually some opportunity here for us. And the reason is because real estate, as you've heard people say, it's hyper local. And every new property that hits the market is hyper specific with its own features, traits, etc. So I don't think, maybe I'm not imagining this correctly, but I don't think the AI is going to be fed enough data to know about every little property that hits the market quick enough, especially if the property is going off the market in a week or two. Maybe I'm just not understanding what's about to happen to us with this AI stuff. And because the data don't stay in the market for long for the machine to learn, what we're talking about is machine learning. It needs data, the way this stuff works. Your competitive advantage lies in being able to communicate very specifics about what's going on in the market right now in a very specific niche. So in my York Suburban School District example, priced under $300K, I would want to use the AI. I anticipate the best the AI is going to be able to do is to show a video that I did listing all those properties. Unless the AI learns to automatically make that video, or unless some company, Redfin, Remax, one of the big guys, learns how to use an AI that automatically makes that video from the properties. Guys, I'm going down a rabbit hole here. Maybe you can come with me. Let me know what you think. So this ought to be fun to kind of ponder this stuff. But for right now, I would say now going into the next 6 months, a year, 2 years, probably longer, it's still going to just be about the Renos process that we talk about at wakeup.realestate/Renos. I have a video. It's going to be about creating very specific content in a niche, a specific set of properties or a specific buyer type, and bringing them together. That's it. I'm not that scared. I guess that's a little bit of a rant today. I'm not that scared personally. It's kind of like business as usual. Stop worrying about SEO on your website. Start creating content in a nutshell. And the AI is going to be at least short-term trained to find that content a little better than the regular Google and Bing searches were. Until the robots can know enough about each individual listing the way you do, your ability to present an individual listing and why it's unique and why it brings benefit to a buyer, it's probably not that scary. So I think the biggest risk here, and I would put money on this happening, all the business will probably consolidate around brokers or companies that do all of the above well. They figure out a way to create the content. Maybe they use AI, or they have teams who are doing this. And I would have thought this would have already happened. I don't think anybody's really doing this, at scale. And the business will consolidate around these, and you might end up working for them for a salary, or you might just stay home and take your UBI. If this is all going the way that Ahmad Mustak and Peter Diamandis and all those tech heads out there in San Francisco are talking about. So I thought this would be fun today, guys. Just a few of you watching right now live. Let me know what you think. Josh should be back Monday with our regular programming. I should have, not by Monday, but I'm hoping to have my real estate agent doing some crazy stuff in the background, image in the background in the new office here. Mark, I've always liked PA. I've always spent, a good part of my year here. My wife grew up here in New York. We're not far away from each other now, I guess, right? We're probably like 30 miles away. But yeah, loving the weather right now, except for the fog, and just kind of happy to be splitting time between here and Florida. Guys, if you, again, enjoy your weekend, go ahead and check back on the channel for some of the stuff we put out this week, specifically that mortgage webinar. We did some fun stuff, with Josh and I kind of both being in and out. Texting Tuesday was fun. Did some cool stuff yesterday around tasks. Check that all out. Definitely don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And Andre says, it will be AI. I mean, I'm kind of down with just taking the UBI though. I hope the robots just do everything, and I'm gonna, kind of sit at home and not be motivated and just be depressed, like, Take my free. I'm just kidding. It's interesting times, guys, where this is going to go. It's either going to be awesome or it's going to be dystopia. All right. See you later. We'll see you next week. Oh, and don't forget to text Real Estate AI Demo to that cell number. For those of you who haven't figured it out yet, that's Josh's cell number. That's his punishment for letting me do the show alone. He's just going to get a bunch of weird texts saying Real Estate AI Demo, and he'll love that. There's actually no demo right there. The AI is just your friend Josh Shanley, who's not here. Have a good weekend, guys. Have a good weekend, Josh. Bye.